a Star? Are you a Will? What do you feel like right now?
I've been repping both. I've been mainly focusing on Will this camp. As of in the spring, I also focus on Will. But I mean, I know Star, so if they need me to pinch at Star, I'm ready, available to play that too.
What's that transition been like? What is more difficult? What do you like more about Will?
Well, Will, yeah, it's a lot more checks and a lot more you got to know. It's much complicated than Star, as of like learning on paper. Execution-wise, there's less space out there. It happens a little bit faster, so I feel like my athleticism at Star really helps me at Will since there's less space over there.
You had Keontae to kind of show you the ropes at Star. Who shows you the ropes at Will? Anybody take you under their wing?
Yeah, J.K. really has been helping coaching me up, working the off season, and they're watching film. We live near each other, so after practice I'm going over there watching film. So J.K. really took me under his wing and helping me develop.
What's his best bit of advice or pointers he's given you there?
Just be a football player. Don't overthink it. I mean, here for a reason. I have good instincts. We all have good instincts. That's why we're here. So just don't overthink and play football.
How much is your experience last year, defense, special teams, playing 3-4 snaps? How much does that help in your development throughout the offseason?
Yes, sir. That really helps me. I mean, confidence-wise, I know I played a lot, so that really helps me just coming out here and just playing faster. I see certain stuff that I've already seen, so that really helps me.
When you were at Battlefield, did you play any inside linebacker, or you were primarily at that star position?
In high school, I really played corner, safety. I would come off the edge. I didn't really have a ton of backer experience, inside backer, but I really played everywhere else.
What did the spring do for getting that experience at inside backer for you?
That really helped. That was amazing for me, helping me out here compete and play faster right now in the fall camp.
Was there a moment, that eye-opening moment of like how quickly the play was on you when you're like, man, I used to play out in space and can react, now it's like right in front of me?
Right. It does hit quicker, so there's less time for error. You take a wrong step that you might be out of your gap, so it is less room for error when you're in the boundary. Yes, sir.
How much more physical is it there at backer versus star?
I mean, football is a physical game in general, so I think it does. You are in the box more, fit in the run gap, but I love that stuff.
Did you have to add some weight over the offseason?
I did. I had about 10 pounds. Okay. Yes, sir.
What was your recruiting process like? When did Virginia Tech kind of enter the picture, and who else were you thinking of?
Virginia Tech was my first offer, and I love the coaching staff here, and that was really, I just felt home from the jump here.
It sounds like Florida State maybe made a late push. Were they trying to get in on you?
They hit me up a few times, but I mean, my heart was here. Yes, sir.
You mentioned the coaches. What stood out about their pitch?
Just the culture here. I knew what Coach Marr was about. I knew what Coach Quinn was about. I knew what Coach Pryor was about. So that really stuck hard with me, and that's why it made me decide to come here.
Playing boundary corner in high school, can you take anything from being on the boundary as you move inside, kind of being a physical force on the short side of the field? Right.
I didn't have that much experience, especially because we played a whole different defense in high school, so it's a little bit different. So a lot of stuff doesn't really transition to college, but being in the boundary, it does a little bit. I mean, I have a little bit of experience, but it's a whole different game now here playing at Will backer.
I was talking to you on media day. Obviously, this offseason you added 10 pounds. If that continues in the future seasons, could you see yourself maybe moving even over to that Mike position and taking that up, or even cross-training over there?
Most definitely. I mean, my goal is to learn all the positions, so I learned 2 so far, and I'm open to learn Mike if that's what the team needs, for sure, most definitely.
Coach Quinn said there's more complexities between playing at Will versus playing at Star. What are those complexities like of learning what to do at Will versus Star?
Yes, sir. I mean, there's a run fits. Run fits is a big thing. And Star, you're out in space a lot, so you're not in the box as much. And Will is a lot of checks, different formations, is different calls for different emotions. So there's a lot more going on mentally, both pre-snap, post-snap, that you got to be aware of.
Did I read correctly? You were a competitive swimmer in the Junior Olympics?
Yes, sir, I was.
For 6 years?
I swam. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you paying attention to all the stuff in Paris?
Oh, all right. Well, I've been in camp, so it's been hard, but I've been catching some swims that I've seen. Yes, sir.
So you were big into swimming?
Yes, sir. I was since I was 6, year-round swimmer, until I was about, I don't even know, but I swam for a while. Well, early mornings, Saturday mornings, in the pool, 6 a.m. Yes, sir.
That sounds grueling. Like when you're playing football, like there's an aspect of it that's like fun, but swimming is like constant work.
Right. Yeah. It did help me my cardiovascular. Swimming is probably one of the hardest sports because you're in the water, you're getting after it. So.
What was your favorite event or?
100-yard backstroke.
Okay.
100-yard backstroke.
Were you in some aquatic leagues up there?
I swam for my summer team. Just that was fun, and then I swam for Nation's Capital. That was my winter team I swam for. So I swam year round. Yes, sir.
Was that you had to focus on football, give it up, or what was the reason for going away from that?
Yeah, so I kind of got burnt out, honestly. I was doing it so much. I just found my passion in football, baseball, other sports, so it was just too much on me. I ended up stopping swimming.
What was your PR in the 100 back?
I'm not sure. I know I was highly ranked in that, though. I don't know exactly what my PR is.
What does that do? I mean, obviously swimming, that last 50 or however long meters, you just push through, hard drilling down, you need to stop. Do you kind of call back on that and just kind of dig deep and find the energy?
Right, yeah. I mean, that does translate over, just digging in. I love getting after it on this field, and that does help me.
Caleb, how much do you think all of those, you mentioned playing baseball as well, how much do you think having that multi-sport background versus so often we see guys focus on one sport at younger ages now, how much do you think that's helped you develop here at Virginia Tech?
Yeah, so that's definitely helped my development. I mean, a lot of stuff you do in other sports does translate to whatever sport you do. So I think me having a background in other sports, that definitely helps me out in this field.